I ordered an Iron Man costume, and did I get an Iron Man costume? No! What arrived was a statue of Iron Man. I did my very best in 36 hours to make this costume functional and go out to a very high profile event, and this is what I was able to come up with. It's no good. It's no good. In this video, I'm gonna fix this Iron Man costume once and for all the way it should have been done the first time, if I had had enough time. So make sure you stick around till the end of this video to see the final result, because I am going to do this the right way so that I never have to make this Iron Man costume again. Let's get started. All right, let me go through some improvements that I'm making to this costume. I am putting EVA foam all the way across this chest piece because, as I mentioned in the first video, it broke all the way across the front during the event. So because I know this is cheaply 3D printed, but I don't want to completely remake it because it is aesthetically pleasing, I am adding EVA foam all the way across the back to prevent it from cracking, to just hopefully give it some stability. Also, since this is just made out of hot glue, I want to redo it with UV resin. So I took the UV resin that I had and I started filling in the gaps over here, and my idea was to fill in the whole thing. And then I realized that what I own is such a small amount of UV resin. I used 2 full tubes just filling in these cracks. So I bought a much bigger UV light and 3 larger containers of UV resin, and this should be plenty to fill in that whole light on his chest. So let's do that now. I did this in 2 layers because I had read that this would help make sure it cures properly. Here is where a mistake occurred. The resin overflowed and started to pour out the side. When I wiped it, it cured with ripples in it, and there's also this very large air bubble that I'm not 100% sure how I was supposed to remove or prevent, but I'm gonna figure that out for next time. So the biggest pieces that I have to make are something to cover the crotch and butt area, pretty much the entire back, and the neck. So I'm gonna start with the butt. I'm gonna use the pattern that I had already bought for Iron Man and build this piece and just see what happens. I'm gonna link to the pattern that I used in the description below, but I will warn you that the YouTube tutorials that come with it are moderately helpful. All right, this piece is complete. It's pretty cool. I think it's a really good pattern, but I tried it on the performer. There are some issues. This front part is sticking out so much beyond the chest of Iron Man. I don't really understand. So I've made these chalk marks, and I'm gonna take darts in right here. So I'm gonna cut it, glue it together, maybe 2 other places. I don't know, I'm gonna take in some darts, and then I'm gonna add about 2 inches, maybe 3 inches to the top here. So this whole portion can sit underneath the chest. And then I think I'm gonna add some Velcro to the top of this Codpiece, diaper piece, and to the inside of the chest piece where the diaper piece would be hitting, so that they can kind of stay together and this doesn't pop out like it's doing now. Not good. The other thing is, thankfully it fits the performer, but wouldn't fit anyone much bigger. So this definitely does not have a large size range, and because it's made out of a really rigid material, there's no give or stretch. So I'm thinking that if I have a larger performer, someone with larger hips, try to wear this, I'm gonna have to remake this piece in multiple sizes, which just sounds like something I don't want to do, but I don't see a way around it. But I'm not worrying about that right now. I'm making this one. So let's go fix the front of this and see if we can make it work. Next, I unboxed this kit I bought for Iron Man on Etsy about a year ago after the first Iron Man fiasco. My idea when I bought this was that I would be able to complete his entire back and replace any other pieces needed, but after trying it on, I decided it really wasn't that great, and I ended up only deciding to use the upper back piece and shoulder straps. I say upper back piece because I'm pretty sure this is supposed to cover your entire back, but it definitely does not. This is how I envision the shoulder strap piece being used in conjunction with the current chest and shoulder pieces. So since the current back piece I'll be using leaves
your lower back completely exposed, I found a part of the Iron Man pattern to build to fill in the empty space on the small of the back. I actually had a lot of fun building this piece because I bought this wood burning kit and I tried burning details into EVA foam for the very first time, and here are some things that I learned. 1. Let this tool fully heat up before you start using it so that all of your lines are consistent. 2. This produced way more fumes than I was expecting, so do this outside or in a well-ventilated area, and also wear your PPE. But this was so much fun, and I will definitely be using this for other cosplay projects in the future. And here I am showing you how this finished piece looks on a person. Looks great, huh? But here you can see it in context of all the other back pieces when I just kind of placed it on the performer.
When I tried this on the performer for like a test fit, I realized that I'm gonna need these pieces to be much longer, and these are gonna need to Velcro on the shoulders, and these are gonna need to be extended to Velcro to the inside of the chest piece, but down around the middle of the stomach. So let's extend these two pieces. Now to attach this, I don't know what we want to call it, lower back piece to the chest, I'm gonna make it Velcro, and I've marked in chalk how much Velcro it's gonna need based on the performer who's gonna be wearing it. Let's go add all of that Velcro. All right, now for the thigh pieces. I added this EVA foam that goes down inside the top of the thigh and out around the back. This is the part that goes like right under your butt. This is the part that was breaking on the performer during the first event that it went out at. This was before the event even started. Like, I just cannot emphasize enough how cheaply this is made. It's so unfathomable to me, but I digress. So I was worried after I put this on that this was gonna take up too much space and then the thigh piece would be too tight. So I tried it on the performer and it was totally fine. So I do think this is gonna prevent it from cracking, kind of like how I lined the whole chest with EVA foam. The only thing is this is visible, which kind of sucks. So I'm gonna paint this gold and make it match as best as possible. You're not really gonna see this because think about it, like the butt of the performer's like this, and this is right under their butt. So hopefully no one's staring at Iron Man's butt too closely, but I guess we can't be sure. Last thing for the thighs, need to make these straps longer because now that this diaper piece is in place, I know it's not called a diaper, but I don't, Codpiece, is that what it's called? Now that the diaper is in place, these need to awkwardly like fit underneath it, and they just need to be longer. Also in this video, ignore this weird padding piece. This was a stand-in for the belt because I forgot to bring it on the day that I was trying this on the performer. It is gonna just loop around the normal corded belt that we use for Iron Man. So let's go fix these straps and paint these pieces.
Color match turned out pretty good. Now, I also didn't love these original knee pieces that I made for Iron Man the first time, so I cut out some new ones that would fit the shape of the existing thigh and calf pieces better. I glued the original knee pieces to the back to add some structure and to reuse the Velcro that I had already attached to these knee pieces. Here, I'm just shaping them with my hands, but later I did end up using a heat gun to solidify this curved shape. Next, I sewed Velcro onto the knees of the Zentai suit so that they could line up with the Velcro on the knee pieces and everything would stay in place.
And finally, we are fixing the very last duct tape that remains on this costume. There is still, if you can see it, duct tape inside this arm. So once and for all, we're gonna make this the way it should have been made from the beginning. We're gonna add some fabric inside. So the last thing for me to build is the neck. We can see here, we're still seeing a lot of black empty area in the neck. So I'm just gonna use that same pattern, cut out the pieces and glue it all together. This was literally so confusing to me. I could not figure out how these pieces went together. And the thing that I'll say about this Iron Man pattern, I do think it's a really good pattern. Clearly a very talented fabricator, but the instructions, even on the YouTube videos that were made for this pattern, they are not super clear and there are no instructions for the neck. So that left me lost for a good hour, but I finally figured out how these pieces go together and I'm really happy with the final neck. I'm honestly just glad he has a neck and I think it's a good neck.
I did some research on how to fill in gaps and cracks in EVA foam, and I landed on using air dry foam clay for this diaper piece. This was another really fun and satisfying part of this project. You take these tiny pieces of foam clay and some water and you just flatten the foam until it seamlessly fills in the gaps, and then you let it dry completely before painting. This is another cosplay hack that I will definitely be using in the future. It looks so good! So then, applying the same principle, I used a steel stick for filling in the gaps in the chest. This product has a very short cure time, so I recommend making small batches at a time so it doesn't cure on you before you're ready, but this worked like a dream to fill in the imperfections on the chest.
All right, the moment we've all been waiting for, it is time to paint. I got this metallic red metal spray paint and I was very optimistic and excited to use it, but it really didn't work. I think the problem is that you have to already have a legit metallic surface for this to show up, so that wasn't gonna work. So I started by giving some of the pieces just a red acrylic coat and then spraying this on the top, which did work, but it was not matching the rest of the pieces. This took me days to figure out exactly how to mix different paints together. I think we've finally found the magic formula. I primed all of the pieces with Plastidip. Then I'm mixing 1/3 red acrylic paint, 1/3 metallic red acrylic paint, but really it's just maroon, 1/3 yellow acrylic paint, and then I'm gonna use the metallic red spray paint on top of everything, and then a glossy clear coat, and I think everything will match. Now that I figured that out, it is time to paint everything.
As a last minute decision, I also went in with some silver spray paint and black spray paint to just give it some patchiness and dimension and make it look more worn and match the existing pieces better. The very last step after painting and before completion was adding Velcro to the back of the shoulder straps and then to the chest and the back piece so that everything would stay in the right place.
Everything is finally completely painted, so it's done. I'll see you in the final result. It's done. I'm so happy it's done. I don't think you even can comprehend how happy I am that it's done. It looks so much better than the original. I mean, come on. I was really starting at a very low bar and there was only up from there, so how can I not be happy? I did mess up the resin right here when I poured it and it spilled out a little and I wiped it. There was like a big air bubble and kind of uneven surface, so that is definitely imperfect, but oh well. Also, that diaper, I really don't think that's gonna fit very many people, and I really don't ever want to work on Iron Man again, so the fact that I might have to make more diapers is just like really, really sad, but that is a problem for future me, and today me is just happy to be done.
I'm also not super happy with the space between the head and the neck, but some space is required for full mobility of the head of the performer, so I'm not really sure how to fix this, and I might just have to live with it.
I think I learned some things about myself during this project. I think that like big armor projects maybe aren't for me. I'm gonna say this, but take it with a grain of salt. Probably in less than a year, you're gonna see me making some big armor project. But yeah, I think maybe it's not my favorite thing to craft, which is part of what this whole journey is about, is learning about myself and what I enjoy. And being here on YouTube is such a blessing because I really get to make things that I enjoy making, and I am so, so grateful for that and for all of you. So with that said, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!